Developing now, a high school teacher from Alabama arrested for posing as a UNF women's softball coach in an attempt to get teenage girls to send him his sexually explicit videos and pictures. The FBI arrested Jason Ford back in May, and now we're learning details tonight. First Coast News reporter Crystal Bailey is live from the softball complex at UNF with more on.
Well, the FBI says Ford used fake email addresses and prepaid cell phones to pose as coaches for college teams. One of those coaches right here in Jacksonville, that was UNF's assistant coach for the Ospreys women's softball team, Coach Jeff Conrad. The real Jeff Conrad is the assistant head coach of the UNF Ospreys, impersonated by Jason Ford, who was a Northview high school teacher in Dothan, Alabama, and owner of a softball travel team. One of the girls came forward saying in a UNF incident report she was contacted back in 2015 by a Jeff Conrad who offered to show her Jacksonville and then asked her what her bra size was. He was caught when an agent portraying a 15-year-old female began communicating in a text conversation. He asked the agent for explicit videos in exchange for Amazon gift cards and the possibility of a scholarship. After buying the gift cards, he texted, "You owe me pics and a vid." The FBI connected his fake phone numbers to his real phone number in court. He admitted to communicating with a 15-year-old from Florida, but said that it was the first time he'd done that. The FBI says that's not true. They said there were at least 5 other girls targeted from states like Alabama, Tennessee, and of course here in Florida. Reporting live, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.